So weird.
All right.
Okay. Is it ready? Are we up?
I believe so.
All right. Here we go. It is. All right. Here we go. Hello. It is Sunday, September 11th. 2022. Welcome to the Zodiac Chat Line. I am your host, Tennah, and as always, I have Cassie with me. Girl, that's all I can start with, because what was this past week? 1, 2, retrograde season in full effect, right with a full moon in Pisces. How are you doing? Actually, how are you feeling?
Oh my goodness. You know what? When I went today to look and see where everything is in this shit show of a solar system that we are living in, I was very happy, and it really felt good to have the moon in Aries, because this moon in Pisces business, when I tell you on Friday, I was experiencing feelings I had no logical reason to be feeling. And then I was trying to source them. I was like, where would this? And then I was like, why the fuck am I even trying to figure this out? There is no logical reason for this. I am tuned in to some 6th, 7th, and 8th sensory shit that I'm just going to have to live through. And, here we are.
I mean, we are in the middle of Virgo season, right? And all I really remember so far is the Renaissance album. And then all the retrograde, and then this Pisces full moon, and Neptune is also retrograde with the Pisces full moon. So it's like anything that you thought you weren't going to see is about to be illuminated. The illusions will be like, illusions where? Illusions who? Like, that is not a thing. It is definitely a great time for clarity. Personally, I am, okay with this retrograde season as we are going. And it will kind of mostly be through November-ish, December-ish, and then there's still a couple more planets into January that are retrograde, like Uranus and Mars will be retrograding later on. But right now, we have 7 planets, I believe, retrograde?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got Mercury in retrograde in Libra, which occurred on Friday. So, I hope you re-upped your Apple Care, because you're liable to drop your shit in a sink. We've got Jupiter retrograde in Aries, which is awkward. Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, where it has just been really fucking with all of our governmental systems and structures.
Hello.
Uranus retrograde in Taurus, again, fucking with the Earth's resources and the way we think about what we have access to and what is stable in our lives. We have Neptune retrograde in Pisces, again, a hot, slippery mess. What's real? What's fake? You aren't ready to know. And Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, again, our whole, historical moment. What is happening? How are we relating? How are we transforming the authorities and the systems that we are beholden to?
It is wild because, as we all know, and Twitter and TikTok have told us in so many different ways, that Queen Elizabeth did pass away. And as
R.I.P. I don't think so.
Bye, girl. But, no, but come for me if you want to. But thinking about all of our lives and most of our parents' lives, she was the Queen of England. And now there is a transfer of power, of course, to now Prince Charles, who is now King Charles. And that transfer of power within this retrograde season. And then we've seen here and there, even in the United States, where a lot of primaries and things like Republicans are losing, you know what I mean? So a lot of transfer of power. And you and I both know that the full moon in Taurus will happen right around election time. So
election day, I think, is the full moon in Taurus. Yeah,
I think so. So to watch all of these structures have to be transformed, because we realized it was not working. And and I go back to what I said earlier. I love retrograde season because it allows us to slow the fuck down and have some major fucking reality checks. And that's what's happening right now. Like so many reality checks, not only within our government, not only within the world and the earth, but within our own structures, within our own selves. So many people reevaluating what jobs they want, the relationships they are in, what they're tolerating, what they're not, how they feel about where they are in life and where they want to go, and just who they are as people, and uniquely finding very firm foundations within themselves. Their home lives may be transforming and all that. So this is a really good time to just be present and know that anything that is coming to light for you, anything that you realize isn't sitting well with you, it's time to just address it, because Mercury, any kind of retrogrades bring up things that we don't really want to talk about, and it gives it the ability to be full out there in the open. So Godspeed. May the odds forever be in your favor.
I think the thing with like retrograde season for me, I'm sorry, jumping over you.
Let's do it.
Is like you have to do the work you can do internally and expect that everything is going to be effed up externally. Like, especially we're looking at this Pisces Virgo axis, right? Because we're in the full moon in Pisces energy in Virgo season. So what are these two things about? Virgo is analytical. It manages the details. It micromanages the details. And Pisces is, where is Pisces? Who knows? Pisces
what's a detail
out in the ether. So I strongly encourage you to embrace the imagination of Pisces, the visions that come to you, the sudden feelings, the intuition, but focus, you're like the Virgo, on the details you can control, because there's going to be an incredible amount of shit happening that you simply cannot control. And all you can control is your response to it. And you may find it triggering. You may not even know how to respond to it. And in that case, say less. Be a Virgo. Just put on your resting bitch face and go with it.
And do. And Cassie is absolutely correct. Like, responding instead of reacting, because there is very little that is actually under your control except for you, even other people. And they're definitely not, as much as you think. Like, even Cassie can say, even as a parent, as much control as she wants over her kids, control what?
Forget about it. Forget about it.
That's not a thing. But I personally, being a Virgo North Node, appreciate this time to get me back on, get my shit together, as they say, pack it all up and make it happen. And so it's been very good for me personally to kind of, again, look at myself as a whole, look at where I want to go, and especially my soul's purpose. And I've really been focusing on that and not marring myself so much in the details, but having a plan, at least a plan, There
you go. It's useful to go back if you're finding like it difficult to know what to focus on right now, and it wouldn't surprise me if you're having that problem. Go back and look at if you made intentions at the new moon in Pisces. What were you thinking about at that time, and reflect on that and see, is there anything there that's ready to be addressed or dealt with again?
Girl, that was a wild time.
That was a hot minute ago. And yes,
it's like Pisces season has been a hot mess since 2020. So it's like,
girl, you ain't never lied about that. Forever a hot mess.
We love you, Pisces, though. We really
do.
But Pisces, no, we telling nothing but strict facts. Like Pisces, no, we ain't even trying to. We're just being real. So, you ready?
Before we bring on our guest, and I am so ready for that.
No, but you're right, because you should do that.
To put your questions in the chat, guys. We're going to be taking questions tonight at the end of the show. I know we didn't last time. We're changing up our format, but we've got a couple from Instagram we're going to talk about. We got an email one, but we want to hear from you. You're in the chat. You're with us. You're here. You're live tonight. Let's talk about what you want to talk about. What's going on? How you feeling?
I know, really, that is a real thing. Like, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
Because honestly, this is the only week with no no planetary movements. Everything's kind of like, let's just settle in and figure it out. And then next week we're in, Serena Williams season, aka Libra season. So
yes.
What do you do? So tonight's guest is, and first of all, I'm gonna brag because this guest can sing her ass off. And she's a wonderful songwriter, but she will not admit that when she comes in, but it's fine. But what y'all actually care about, she is a Gemini sun, Leo moon, and Scorpio rising. Everybody, welcome Anna. She should be joining here shortly. And Anna is a definite Gemini with all the traits and trades of versatility and mutability you could find in a person.
Adaptability,
yes,
conversation skills, all
chatter,
of that.
Witty. We're gonna keep gassing her up until this works.
until she clicks yes to join.
It says joining, so I'm like, she'll be here in just a moment.
Mercury retrograde is fucking with us, you all
damn day. That's why I'm like,
it's gonna test us with these tech troubles.
Yes. Good old Mercury. We can always rely on you to fuck shit up.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, we appreciate you. In fact, right now the only planets not in retrograde. Hold on, let me go back to my chart. Yeah. Venus and Mars.
That's helpful.
Venus, who is hanging out in Virgo, and Mars, who is hanging out in Gemini. So we're all over the place, guys.
I mean,
the planets are all over the map.
Good that Venus and Virgo is not retrograde, because talk about scrutiny.
Right?
Girl, there she is.
Yeah.
There she is.
Has she arrived? Yes.
You got it.
We can't see you, but we can hear you, baby. You're coming in.
It's okay. We are. Yay! Yeah, she made it. She made it. All right, guys. So once again,
I knew we would have to have like a little bit of that. There's no way I was gonna nail it immediately. There's no way in hell.
No,
it was perfect. It was perfect.
This is Anna, y'all. Gemini sun, Leo moon, and Scorpio rising. As spicy as it sounds, this girl is as spicy as it gets. Hello.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Happy to be here, getting to be involved with you guys doing your thing. I'm just glad you guys are doing something cool, and I get to actually sit here and be a part of it tonight. It's so much more fun than my usual Saturday or Sunday. What the hell day is it? Sunday night routine?
It doesn't matter.
I'm very excited.
So tell us, Anna is what she considers very novice in astrology. So tell us what you know about being a Gemini.
Oh, very little. Only what you've told me over the last, 14 years?
Dang, girl, you put my... Yes, we've known each other a long time. So what have I told you? What do you know?
Well, we had a pretty lengthy conversation last time we spoke about, I got to dive a little deeper. I mean, so here's the thing. The main thing that I always knew about my Gemini status was that a couple of things. One, lesbians are super into that. So they want to know what your sign is immediately. And two, when you say I'm a Gemini, they're like, oh, they run away.
Okay, so facts. Gemini, actually, the funny thing about it is that Gemini is probably the most sexually fluid bi sign. I think most people would consider, if we had to put like signs in a sexuality, this is very general. Geminis would be the twins. They are the sign of the twins, and they would be the ones that would be the most masculine and feminine fluidity when it comes to sexuality. Geminis get a bad rap.
I think so.
Well, okay, but it is due to what we call Gemini is mutable air. And one thing about mutable air, it's like a butterfly. You can't catch that thing. It's just all over the place and it goes where it wants to. It flits here, flits there, it flits everywhere. So that is why most people are like, ooh, that's a lot. Can you slow down? Can you sit down? Can you hold up? But no, that's not in your Gemini nature or in your chart, as we so gladly found for you to sit down. But you know.
It's true. And Geminis are notoriously given the reputation of non-commitment, right? They are non-committal. And, you know, from my knowledge of lesbians, they like to be in commitment.
We do.
Sometimes multiple commitments.
And they're like, maybe. Where's a nice Capricorn when it's someone who ain't going anywhere?
Yeah,
that's what I
mean. Rising sun. That ain't me.
No,
but they're missing out because Geminis, when they do commit to you, are a very wonderful partner who can make your life fun and interesting and make sure that you don't get stuck in a rut. And that's important for relationships.
I'm going to get that put on a t-shirt for when I go to bars now.
I won't keep you stuck in a rut, but I might not stay there either.
That's funny.
Girls. Christmas is coming up. I'm gonna make a note.
I know you will too. I know you will.
So the interesting thing about Anna's chart, y'all, and Anna, we're going to share this with you, is that as we spoke about earlier, we have a lot of planets what we call retrograde, which means they appear to us to be going backwards, but basically it just allows us to slow down. When it happens in somebody's chart, it is a very much an internal process that most people don't see outside. It's like the planet's energy is kind of slowed down and it doesn't give its full force. You have
6, I believe.
6 planets in retrograde in your chart.
I'm guessing by your that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot. And it's a lot because retrograde energy is difficult, isn't the word I want to use, but it's challenging. It does challenge you to really dig deeper and be better.
Right.
Because it makes you work twice as hard to get the energy to go forward.
Okay. I mean, that makes
sense. So you have a Gemini who has Mercury in Gemini. You actually have really good placements. Like the placements that you have are actually fairly strong. You just have to work twice as hard to make them work for you. So you have Mercury in retrograde, Venus in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde, Uranus in retrograde, Neptune in retrograde, and Pluto. Mercury and Venus are the most interesting to have in retrograde because they are personal planets, and Mercury is how you communicate and Venus is how you like to be loved. And with those retrograde, it tends to take a lot for you to either communicate clearly with people and understand what you need to communicate within love relationships. And I'm going to add on to this. Both of these planets for you are also in the 7th house, which is represented by relationships. So while your whole life consists of trying to figure out how to balance in relationships, it's a struggle because the communication and how you want to be loved is kind of confusing.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
So I would encourage you, actually, let's go back. I'm going to ask you a question first.
Okay.
How have partnerships shaped who you are?
Well, I don't know. The one thing I can consistently say is that, and I've had a lot of serious relationships. I've been engaged a few times. never married, always engaged.
Well played.
The paperwork was just that was too much for me. So we had
Well,
to
and
call it
guess
before
what? The
shit got
paperwork is
serious.
only a big deal until you break up, and then it's a real fucking problem. So
I always like the option of breaking up. So I think once we get close, I'm like, no. But what I can say is that I am at least learning constantly from the relationships themselves, from breakups, what I will and will not tolerate afterwards. I think that is the thing that has personally has shaped me the most in relationships, is that for the next one, I know better. You know what I mean? Do I always do better? No. Do I always follow my own advice? No. But I at least know this is unacceptable, or this is something I want to look for in a partner, or I do not have to compromise this. So, I mean, I feel quite shapely from all of that. It's a lot. And I'm constantly learning. I'm 34 and have been in a multitude of relationships and haven't found one to stick yet. But I still feel like I'm getting a little bit closer every single time to knowing exactly what I will and will not compromise with, which is very little at this point.
You're so silly. Well, you're an extremely adaptable person, right? So as Tennah mentioned, in addition to, you obviously have the sun in Gemini, that's your, your sign or whatever. You have Mercury and Venus in Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign. All of our mutable signs are known for that quality of adaptability. And you have also Sagittarius placements and Pisces placements, which Sagittarius and Pisces are also mutable signs. Really, the only one you're missing is Virgo. You have a ton of mutable energy in your chart. So I have a question for you about that. And that is because when I couple all of those mutable planets with the fact that many of them are also in retrograde, I'm curious how the quality of adaptability has created internal struggles for you. Like, how do you feel, or how do you let the people closest to you know what you need?
I usually don't until I'm in full blown panic mode. Because adaptability is important to me, and I like to accommodate the people I love, and I like to. I mean, I've made an entire career out of. I wait on people for a living, and you know what I mean. As like a career bartender, I'm constantly like, accommodation is everything, and I do that in personal relationships. I do that with my family. Oftentimes it ends in tears because I wait until the last minute. I'm constantly, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? How can I help you get that? And so oftentimes I'll just kind of let it go for a long time and try to keep the peace. And then all of a sudden we're in total breakdown turmoil mode. And then it's like, I need that. Like, then I'm screaming at the top of my lungs what I need, and you can't get away from it. You know what I mean? So that tends to be the trend.
Sure. And that's, I can totally understand how that would be, just based on like looking at your chart. And it's one kind of nice placement that you have that might be able to help with some of that is your Leo moon. So Leo is a fixed sign, and the moon is the ruler of your emotional well-being, right? And so some part of you is healed and very, very much needs to be stable and to be in the spotlight a little bit. Maybe, not maybe not necessarily in the spotlight all the time, but you do need some positive reinforcement. Leos, they like a little adoration. Okay. They're known for that. And look for those places where you feel that, right? Like those moments where you feel warm, where you really feel like you can, tune into your physical body. If you feel like your chest and heart kind of expanding, because Leo rules that area of your body. also another thing about mutable signs, and I think probably a struggle for you, is trusting your intuition, because you have all this retrograde energy. It's like you do feel things, but you don't trust in your own intuition.
Absolutely.
But lean into it, right? Like really allow, and I know I'm telling someone with this much Gemini energy to ignore the chatter in their head is like,
right.
hard. But if you can, really try and tune into your physical body and allow that to guide you to the people, places, and things that are actually going to be the best for you. Because a great struggle for all of our air sign friends, and maybe Gemini the most of all of them, is just the ability to talk yourself right out of something that's good for you. Like,
oh yeah. You are 100% yeah.
But you've got this, you've got wonderful, and your North Node is in Pisces. So you're really like, you have a sixth sense, you have a spiritual like connection. It's just a matter of tapping into it and allowing yourself to feel comfortable with that.
And ignoring the chatter that's telling me I don't,
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Or using writing to release the chatter.
Also that.
I was wondering how long it was going to be before you snuck that in.
Till you get your Grammy, girl. I don't know. You tell me. This on your time. I don't know. I'm not the songwriter in this group. Okay,
that's funny.
So the other part of your chart, since we were talking about kind of just feeding you, is that because you have so much seventh house partnership energy, that you have to find the opposite of that, which is our first house and our sense of self. And yours is right on the Scorpio Sagittarius axis. Technically you're a Scorpio, but it's literally like 29 degrees and 4 minutes. Like it's right at the end. And Scorpios tend to be very introverted and mysterious, and they're not, their sense of self is very much here. Like it's not always here, it's inside. And so I think that a way that you can also balance out for your partnerships is to learn how to balance within yourself what you need, because you're going through so much of making sure that everybody else is okay that you might be over sacrificing. And because you're on the Virgo Pisces axis of your karmic path between the sacrificial Pisces and like kind of the selfish direct Virgo energy, you need to find a balance of where Anna fits into the partnerships individually and how like you feel. Because as Cassie said with the Leo moon, like you want your people to love on you. You want your people to know you the shit. So you really have to go through and she said, understand what that means just for you separately, aside from being in a partnership.
Right. I mean, that makes total sense. And I also do have a common theme of sort of disappearing into my partners, and not necessarily like, how do I put it? I mean, I guess it's just the same stuff we've been talking about, which is I tend to focus on them. What do you need? You know what I mean? Like what, and I'll disappear into that a little bit. So, I mean, that resonates for sure.
Kind of going off of that, because you do have this, all the seventh house retrograde Gemini energy, the Mercury and Venus in retrograde, your sun is there. I was curious, how do you differentiate between what you, Anna, believes and what you've been led to believe?
Oh, I have no idea. I still teeter-totter back and forth all the time, every single day of my life. There's no good answer for it. No, it's a constant battle of who the hell, who am I? What do I believe? And again, back to what you were talking about earlier, which is just like trusting your gut. Like I have a sense of self, but I don't necessarily trust it, or that it's leading me, especially, after lots and lots. I mean, I've never been one who's scared to fail. That's for sure. So I let myself fail a lot. And I mean, I think that, and personality trait or whatever you call it, I'm glad that I do that, because that means I get to experience things that,
yeah,
a Freddy cat wouldn't. So, but because of that,
true Gemini.
because of that, I'm constantly fucking up. So it's hard to, you know what I mean? That is a constant. That I haven't nailed that yet. I don't know. You just wing it.
Right. Well, and I think that's honestly a part of it for everyone. I think it's harder for Gemini people because you touched on that. That's very much a trait that Geminis are known for, being absorbed into their groups, right? They are, I think when Tennah and I did our show on sister signs, where I was talking about Gemini and Sagittarius, that Gemini will change their beliefs to fit the groups they're in, and a Sagittarius will change the group they're in to fit their beliefs. And so because they are kind of like this self-sacrificing sign in a way, they want that, like, Geminis want to come into a group and have it be better. And part of that may be like letting some of their self go in order to appease the group. Right. But there's this danger with Gemini people, because they're so good at that, that they lose track of their own threads. You know what I mean? And becoming comfortable with other people's discomfort is something that would be useful to work on, because it's not your job to make everyone feel okay all the time. It's fine when you're bored.
Absolutely. I can't go 3 floors up in an elevator without feeling like I have to entertain the person next to me. It's awkward, and that is awkward and horrible for me. And I'm like, how can I make this ride most pleasurable for you? Right. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Nobody cares. I'm the only one in that who cares.
Geminis are known to be chameleons, and like more than any other sign, their adaptability. Again, mutable air is not something you can catch, you can see, you can, like, it's always around us. It's wherever it wants to be. Right. And with that said, ma'am, where do you find a sense of stability? How do you make yourself grounded and stable?
I mean, I have to go back to music. It's always, I mean, since as long as I can remember having memories, it's sometimes been the only thing that I have that doesn't feel like a stranger to me. It's never gonna fail me. It's never gonna fail me. I'm never gonna not be good at it. I'm never gonna not understand it. I'm never gonna put on a song and listen to it and not feel overcome with emotion, whether it's the perfect combination of lyricism and melody and harmonics. I'm always going to be fascinated. I'm always going to be into it. It's the only thing that I have found throughout my entire life that I can always go back to, and I can visit my friends. That is the only thing on earth that has ever kept me from just like a little balloon. God, I mean, you put on me for a while, like I am like you, I am floating away. And as soon as I come back down to earth, I am back at it again. So that's just my home basis, is constantly just flitting about. So, I mean, honestly, that's the one thing in my life that has ever given me a sense of calm, and like everything's going to be okay. And this song is going to sound the exact same way the next time I put it on, and it's going to make me feel the exact same way. And maybe I get to hear something new that I didn't hear before. So there's like a little bit of novelty in it every time, but for the most part, it just feels like home to me when I have that.
Girl, did you hear the way you just talked about that?
I know, right? Just like,
I mean, you just turned into spiritual. A whole nother person. Just saying. Anyway, just gonna throw that out there for you to catch. let's see. What do you have any other questions? Do we want to?
I would like for you to speak on the North Node before we hit Anna with the game.
Okay.
Because I think that spiritual revelation about music is a perfect segue into speaking more on that.
Okay, great. What the hell is that? What are you talking about?
Okay, so okay. You got, oh man, I'm so happy you're on the show. Okay, so we talk about North and South Node, and the South Node is what your soul came in, the type of energy that it came in, the traits that you have, deeper than who you are as a person, your soul, what it knows. And your soul comes in at the Virgo axis, which is very analytical. It's kind of organized and grounded, but it needs to go all the way to Pisces. And Pisces is known for like the other worlds. Like Pisces is known for like fantasy and illusion, but so much creativity that's just beyond what most people's concept of. It's like a higher level of creativity. Okay. And your North Node is in the 4th house. And so it's nice that it's also in a water house because Cancer rules the 4th house. It's probably a little more difficult because Pisces is again a mutable sign, and it isn't the most stable energy for the grounding. And that's why you using music and all of that creative energy to ground yourself will help you towards that. And you are on the karmic path called the way of devotion. And the goal for this karmic path is to find something and dedicate yourself to that. And that is what you're devoting yourself to. And let's see, the goal is to find, okay, so your core lesson is to be able to hear what your heart is telling you. Your goal is to find a person, cause, principle, or deity to which you can unreservedly devote yourself to. The release is the tendency of self-pity. The reward is the joy of following your heart. Your gifts are discriminating, sensitive, and humorous. All true. Your pitfalls are suffering, overexacting, and fantasy prone. The balance points is selfishness and sacrifice. The suggestion is avoid worry.
Learn to relax. Avoid worry. That's super chill. Yeah.
Learn to relax and just let things be. Pay attention to your feelings and acknowledge your mission. Your crystalline gemstone is sugilite. It connects individual to their reason for existence and supports the feeling of having a mission. This stone reveals methods of embodying the divine in human form. Your stone affirmation is, I am safe and protected within my own bubble of light, and I work to bring to reality my deepest dreams, as well as the collective dream of planet light. So you told me that your home is music.
Mm-hmm.
Run with that. And
float with that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that it will help you stay even more grounded and in the most ungrounded way. I know that sounds weird, but like in the most Piscean way, it'll help you at least know that if you have to come back to a center, it's that. And that, like you said, your words, it has never failed me. I could put on a, you said that. So that is where your 4th house is. So really like lean in towards that energy. You're going to continue to transform a lot just because all of your chart energy calls for you to always be changing and transforming. Luckily, you got adaptable energy. Some of us out there who have fixed energy, it's just a little more difficult, but
right.
Girl, it just took me longer. I'm trying to get there. I got 8th house energy. I can't do nothing but transform. But for
you're talking to someone with 7 cardinal planets. Like I know anything about being adaptable. Okay.
Right,
there's only one way and it is mine. Okay.
Same, which is why Cassie and I managed to work out. We don't know. Cassie and I are probably the most complimentary water and air sign you've ever seen, because Aquarius is like the most watery air sign, earthy air sign. And I think Cancer is the most watery water sign.
It's true.
Water.
It's true. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll encourage that for you. And back to what Cassie said earlier, like, make sure that you find what you need. Like, it's okay to be a part of partnerships, but don't dissolve yourself into that or into your partner, because you were an individual prior to that partnership.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Also, I have a question.
Oh, yes.
It's relevant.
Yeah, even if it's not.
What you just read is that language is really beautiful. Who's writing that?
That is okay, that was a mixture of things. That's in your book.
Yeah, okay. Well, some that are
Gary Goldschneider is the one that wrote the Book of Destiny, and that's the Book of Karmic Path. And then the gemstone book is called the Book of Stones. Don't quote me. I don't know who wrote it. I can't say off the top of my head, but it's called like the Book of Stones. And in it, there's a bunch of crystals and gemstones in there. And within that, they describe them, how they affect your chakra. I thought you were about to reach back. You had the book handy. Chakra.
I wish. Oh my
God.
God.
I was like, oh, she got it. Yes, girl. But they do your chakras, and in it, it talks about the stone affirmations. I believe this sugilite, if I'm not mistaken, is like a little purple-ish white, purple stone with like white flecks on. I'm pretty sure it's purple stone.
Remember, you got me one, the little hair got me with the gem in it that I used to scare people off when I was walking from Front Page to the parking lot. It was a little hair tie, and it had the gem in it, but it was really pointy. So in case I had to
Perfect.
That's amazing. I love the fact that you remember so many things. My memory, old lady. But that stone is also, since it's a purple stone, it's probably more of the crown chakra. And so again, like higher purpose, higher things, higher thoughts. And with that, I would say grab another piece and start to write with it, meditate with it, sing with it, kind of make it your own. And so it kind of connects you to the higher self and maybe ground you a little bit. Not really, but it's fine. We know you don't need to be grounded. You can just sing for us.
Float away.
So we're about to play a game with Anna. And this is a new game. We like to switch it up here at the Zodiac chat line because Cassie and I, well, why not, right? So, Anna, we will be giving you song lyrics from a Gemini musician. Ooh. And we would like you to tell us who that musician is, and bonus points if you can tell us the song.
Okay.
So,
I feel prepared for this.
I will go first.
Okay.
All right. So the lyric is, how about no longer being masochistic? How about remembering your divinity? How about unabashedly bawling your eyes out? How about not equating death with stopping?
Okay, I have no idea, but that is gorgeous.
Okay, the next lyric is going to be, thank you, India.
Oh, is this Alanis Morissette? Oh my
God.
Bitches.
Yes, you better get it. You better know.
It's so weird being spoken. I guess I don't have the proclivity for music that I thought.
Our legal eagle right here, we are not allowed. So a girl ain't trying to get no trademark, no copyright infringement, none of that.
No, YouTube is not flagging this video for a DMCA takedown. Not today.
You got it.
At any point, I could have broken out into a song, and probably. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm not having to be in my door. Okay, great.
So that was mine. Cassie, your turn.
Okay. All right. Long as I remember, the rain been coming down. Clouds of mystery pouring confusion on the ground. Good men through the ages trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still, I wonder.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. I want to sing it so bad.
Go ahead. You can sing it. Tennah and I can't. Okay. That's my rule.
Oh my God. Oh, that's good. Well, shit. I can,
we're talking late 60s, early 70s.
Now I wonder. I know the song. I can sing the damn song. I don't know who does it.
Do you know the name of the song?
No.
All right. So the name of the song is also the next lyric of the song, which is, and I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? And that would be John Fogerty from the band Creedence Clearwater Revival. May 28th, Gemini there. Old J-Folk, who actually, funny enough, talking about copyright infringement, left CCR, and then they tried to sue him for singing CCR songs that he wrote at his solo concerts. And that did not work out well because he was the writer of those. So that was his copyright.
I think that something maybe similar happened with Pink Floyd and Roger, because I think Roger Waters went and did a separate
but
I
don't know. I'm gonna have to go look that up.
Cassie knows, y'all. Copyright. Okay, Anna, here you go. I feel like I gave you two easy ones, but it's fine. All right. Come to my window, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window. I'll be home soon. I would dial the numbers just to listen to your breath, and I would stand inside my hell and hold the hand of death. You don't know how far I'd go to ease this precious ache, and you don't know how much I'd give or how much I can take.
That would be Melissa Etheridge. Yes. They would take my lesbian card if I didn't get that right. No, come to my window,
and I would
snatch it away.
But it's very funny listening to those.
Would take it away.
To those lyrics, and in light of everything you just spoke about, like how that was very fitting. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Last one. I don't know why we always cry. This we must leave and get undone. We must engage and rearrange and turn this planet back to one. So tell me why we got to die and kill each other one by one. We've got to hug and rub a dub. We've got to dance and be in love.
Oh, God. Oh, you got me again, Cassie. Hey. Why we have to cry?
I don't think it's a hint for me to say this, but I have heard this song surely 100 times and had no fucking idea that those were the words to this song. Like, I read the lyrics of this and I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I thought was being said, but I didn't know the phrase rub-a-dub appeared in it. It is Lenny Kravitz. Are you gonna go my way? That is the second verse.
That is. So tell me why. Yeah, that's the part. I don't know what that is, but oh man, wow.
Lenny, just on his late May Gemini.
We love also. Lenny Kravitz here at the Zodiac chat line. Mm-hmm. We love his daughter. We love his ex-baby mama, his ex-wife. We love y'all. We love her ex-husband. We love them all. All of y'all.
That's right.
All of y'all to get it.
Every one of the Kravitz.
Every last one, girl. Every last one. And Lenny Kravitz is like in his 50s. I'm like, yes, sir.
So,
hello.
Absolutely. 10 out of 10 could get it.
Hello. Leather pants and all. So now we know
leather pants.
Right. Now we're like, oh, Lenny. You know, a great duo I would have loved to see, Lenny Kravitz and Prince.
Yeah.
Two Gemini like guitar kings just killing it. That would.
And Prince can also get it.
Yep. Even in the other world. Wherever you are, whatever astral plane you're on, Prince,
right.
I'm there.
And get it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Well, congratulations, you won.
Yeah.
As
because we never know how this we just we go with it and we see what happens, and you did a great fucking job. Like, well, thanks, great job.
Yes.
Game all night long. I'm all jazzed up now.
So let the people know if you want to promote anything.
Yeah. Where can we find you?
I have nothing to promote, not right now. However, I will tell you, and I feel like Tennah, you will be very happy to hear this. So I had to, as everybody struggled through COVID and quarantine and not working and all that bullshit, I had to sell my piano, my childhood piano that I've written everything on, that I've learned how to play on. It's the only thing I had of any value, and I had to sell it to be able to get through. And tomorrow morning I am leaving early in the morning and I'm driving to South Carolina and I am buying a piano again. So so hopefully next time we come on and play this game again, or maybe just like play this game on our own time because it's fun, by that time maybe I'll have some new music and we can visit that and see what's going on. Got a right.
I love that.
Listen, that's right. What you say? Tell the congregation again. You got to do what?
Write a song for you before you just absolutely kill me or put me in exile, which would probably be worse. I'd rather stone cold murder than you exile me.
Damn, she let y'all know about the Aquarius cutthroat game. I'm just saying. Well, you want to know about boundaries? Ask an Aquarius. Never. I just genuinely, sincerely, even though I do have known you for a very long time, I love how amazingly talented you are, singing wise, songwriting wise, and the world deserves to hear every bit of your voice and every bit of your words because, girl, you be knocking them down with it.
I'm excited to get back into it. There were so many just knockdowns. Everybody had them, but the last couple of years have just been scrambling, trying to get back to homeostasis. And now I feel like it's finally time to start thinking less like, oh God, how do I make sure that I'm going to be okay just to survive? And now I think we can start thinking more about art and creativity and starting to make things again. So I'm ready. And soon enough, during the promotion portion of the evening, we will have plenty to promote. So.
Let it go. Well, thank you so much, Anna. We are about to send you away. You're more than welcome to continue to watch. Or you can go and enjoy the rest of your night off.
Go write a song. You know what I mean? Jot down some lyrics.
I love you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we love you.
Thank you so much. Love you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Gemini queen to end Gemini queens. I love it.
Girl, she really is the Gemini queen and all Gemini queens.
Oh, all right. So don't forget, pop a question in the chat. If you're here, you're still with us. We're going to get to our audience questions right after we do our little signs as.
We are so excited about this. BT dubs, the signs as. And I did answer this, but I see a new person. I want to just say this real quick. Yoga beginner asked is this an example of a reading for just one person? And yes, we like to do readings for one person every full moon. So if you do want to sign up, it is in the chat, the zodiacchatline@gmail.com. Anybody that's watching, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. While you're at it, we do have an IG and a TikTok as well. We will put those in the description box below. So yeah, join us. This is us. We have fun. We like to talk about witchy shit. We like to talk about astrology and whatever else is going on and we want to talk about because this is our show. So in honor of the Queen Virgo herself, we decided to do signs as Beyonce songs. Da, 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 da. I will start us off because I'm going to do fire and air and Cassie will do earth and water because that's kind of how we like to do it.
We are. That's what we do.
And that's really what we are. So for Aries, I picked Hold Up Mostly for the video, because she is walking around with a bat and telling people, hold up, they don't love you. I love you. Slow down. Hold up. Hold up. I can see Aries being like, hold up.
Yeah.
Hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked that for Aries.
Her whole energy in that video of dragging the baseball bat around is big Aries energy. At any given time, an Aries could just smack you upside the head with a baseball bat. Yeah. Respect. So for Taurus, I picked off the recently dropped Renaissance album, Thick.
Of course. Yes.
Tauruses are, first of all, notoriously thick. They are known to be shapely and have a little extra cushion for the pushing. Who doesn't love that? But also in that song, she's talking about getting her bankroll thick and, you know, keeping everything fucking big, beautiful, and pushing. And that is Taurus energy, if ever I've heard it.
Continuing with the lovely theme of Renaissance for Gemini season, I picked the song Cuff It because we getting fucked up tonight. Duh. And that's really like, that's a Gemini life. Like, just let's fuck it up. Let's get fucked up. We love it. We're here for it. And it's like one of those songs where you're like, you can't help. I've seen 1,000 TikToks and I've been trying to do the dance myself. It's a little hard, but you know, whatever. But it's like one of those songs where you're like, the Gemini is the social butterfly of the party. And I can see a Gemini walking into and be like, all right, Lloyd, let's go, you know?
Absolutely. Get it live. Cancer, I picked Jealous of the self-titled album because Cancers are extremely jealous, as also their water sign pal Scorpio. But also, unlike a Scorpio, a Cancer is going to write a whole ass song about it. Not only are they going to set up an elaborate plan to get back at you so that you feel jealous for making them feel their own jealousy, but then they're going to talk about it with you afterward. If you're Beyonce, that takes the shape of writing a, you know, multi-platinum song about it. If you're the rest of us, it's just like, hey, why the fuck would you do that? Who was that bitch? Cancer shit.
All day.
And
Leo shit from the album I Am Sasha Fierce, Diva, because duh. Diva is a female version of a hustler. Leo.
Yes.
Stop the tracks. You know, like Leo. I told you, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Leo. All day. But Diva, Leo. Okay.
Perfect. Virgo, 6-inch off of Lemonade. Because Virgo doesn't trust anybody else to do it. They're working Monday to Friday, grinding Friday to Sunday. And when the group project is turned in, it will be because Virgo has done it all. And that's what Beyonce teaches us in 6-inch.
So for Libra, from Dangerously in Love, I have Naughty Girl, because we all know how these Libras be. And how it'd be like, oh, tonight I'll be your naughty girl. In public, though, we see Libras very well put together, but we know that they're freaks. I mean, along with other zodiacs, but Libras be wilding in the bedroom. And Naughty Girl is straight up Libra energy all day.
For sure. And Libra is much like Naughty Girl. It's big. I've never done this before energy, when it's like, but haven't you though? You were awfully good at it.
You open the dungeon, they have a swing hanging and puffs underneath the bed that remove, and they're like, but I've never done this.
All right. Scorpio.
Oh Lord.
I picked Don't Hurt Yourself from Lemonade. Because when you hurt me, you hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Like, Scorpio already knows they're on some next level revenge shit. Okay. And they're going to make you take the blame for your own pain. And you shouldn't have done that to them. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, that is some toxic water energy, but there it is for you. They like, you are, but see, the thing about that with Scorpios is you knew what you was getting into, but you started messing with them. They didn't hide the fact that they was going. Anyway. Okay, so for Sagittarius, I also have a song from Lemonade called Sorry. Middle fingers up. Tell them, boy, bye.
I ain't sorry.
Up. I ain't sorry. No filter, no fucks to give. Ain't sorry about shit. Take these 2 fingers and go on with it. That's it.
Perfect. So in typical fashion, we've got a repeat. And Capricorn, who is a low-key great match for its pal Leo, Diva, I picked.
Okay.
Tell me something. Where's your boss at? Where are my ladies up in here that like to talk back? Okay. Capricorn, running shit. Divas, run shit. Leos also run shit. They have that shit in common. Capricorns, you get diva too. Congratulations. Stay blessed.
That is Michelle Obama and Barack, Leo Capricorn. We've talked about that pairing before. So for Aquarius, this one I believe is quite obvious, but I picked it because it's such a good song. It's also a bop from Renaissance, of course, Alien Superstar. Because Unique is repeated there multiple times, and I am one of one. I am the only one. Come on now. Y'all know Eric, Ari, and me included. Aquariuses feel that they are the only one, even though we know we are one of many, but for us, we are one of one, always and forever. Often imitated, never duplicated. What?
Aquariuses are the aliens of the zodiac too.
Exactly.
They don't belong in this realm with us. They ought to be doing some other ethereal space shit. So
I'll be trying to be here with y'all. I'll be trying to be here with y'all humans and stuff, but it be
don't do it. It's ghetto here. Okay. Pisces.
You ain't never lied, girl.
Pisces, drunk in love. Because it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. It's that so good.
Perfect.
But it's also a little bit messy. And that's Pisces, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that is perfect. We picked some. I like what we did. I like this rundown. We did great.
I agree. Beyonce, if ever you see this, we love you.
Girl, thank you for Renaissance. The world needed to not really remember Virgo season other than your album. And for Yoga Beginner, we did do a Sag Sun and the Virgo Moon. So check that out.
A Sag. Okay, if we had to pick a Beyonce song for that combo, Sag Sun, Virgo Moon. That's
maybe. Let me see. That's first of all, Yoga Beginner. That's a really interesting combo. It's a very helpful combo for you to have an Earth Moon. I will say that.
Sure.
With your fiery Sag Sun, but again, we see more mutable energy once again as a repetition. I would have to, let me see.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
You might have us stumped. I have to try and find.
I'm like, what song is Beyonce being? But you know what? What about Who Run the World, Girls?
Yes. Okay. That part. Oh my God. That is it. Who Run the World?
It's spicy. You know, it's got that Sag attitude, but it's also got that Virgo. I run shit. Yes, I am in control of this shit. With the
like. The Virgo, but the Sagittarius is like, we run in and burn it down, this whole shit.
Yes.
All of it.
Amazing.
And the Virgos are like, burn that. You're getting burned too. Burned too.
Sagittarius is like, flamethrowers. Okay. So that was a great question. Thank you, yoga beginner. This one came from IG and it is at Juicy Revolution, which they have a cool page. Check them out. Is Mercury retrograde a good time to buy a car? What you think, girl?
No. Okay. Okay. Let me explain. Okay. What I mean by that is it is not the best time to buy a car. What I will say that is if you are in a situation where you absolutely need transportation, here are the conditions I would say. You have researched the type of car that you've wanted. You have a mechanic or two check over the car. And then you also know that possibly when Mercury goes direct, that you may have to do something else with the car. So I would say make sure you continue to do your absolute due diligence as far as thoroughly checking, from the tire pressures to the last one was an oil change, any filter changes, any fluid flushes. Clearly I work in the car industry, but check all of those things 2, 3, 17, 20,000 times because Mercury rules transportation and communication, and everyone says that either your exes will come back, technology will fail on you, or anything large purchases you will regret, you'll have buyer's remorse because something won't work. I will say I actually purchased a car during Mercury retrograde after I had a car accident. And the one thing that happened was it took me a long time to get my plates. And I bought a used car outright, which also during Mercury retrograde season, it's okay to buy things that are used because it's more of like a retro recycle, even like buying used clothes, like thrifting clothes or something, like not just spending extravagant amount of money on large purchase items that you have not done your research on, especially a vehicle. Do not go to the lot and go, oh, I'm going to sign for a $45,000 car that you've never done any research on. So no. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you. I mean, the conventional wisdom is don't sign a contract during Mercury retrograde. And that would, include a purchase agreement, like a major automobile. But Tanae is exactly right. Like if it's always Mercury retrograde is a good time to button up things that you've been dealing with. Right. Mm-hmm. So if this is a situation where, okay, 2 months ago, I found this car I wanted, but I had to wait for XYZ thing to get done. And now it's ready. Great, because that's something you started well before Mercury's shadow period. Or like Tanae mentioned, there's some precipitating event that caused you have to do this now. Just do your due diligence and try and be as thrifty as possible because knowing that maybe it's going to be fucked up a little bit later, then at least you haven't plunked $60K into something, that you could have spent $10K on or whatever. And we can't always control these things. Sometimes you have to sign agreements during Mercury retrograde. Sometimes you have to make big purchases. It is what it is. But if this is a new idea, just a whim, something that came up to your mind, you're like, I'm sick of my car, I should buy a new one. Just give it a beat. Mercury is going to go direct like in October. Just take this time to do some research, look out there and really take a look within yourself and be like, is this something I really need? Or am I responding to some other thing? Am I being like extra and trying to have retail therapy? Like just truly like, just check in with yourself a little bit. If you still want it in 3 weeks.
Exactly. And for real, unless you got the cash to drop for like a new car, you can wait. Like it's like, like do your due diligence with getting approved ahead of time from your bank. Like, just do those things, especially because it's a large purchase financially, make sure you have all of those things in a row, whether you have to research a couple of interest rates for cars or something like that. You don't have to, it's always like, don't go for the first thing that you see, like just take your time. But if you can't, just be prepared. That's the best I can say. If you have to make a decision, just be prepared and kind of, try and set yourself up the best that you can. But you know what? We live in a world, shit happens, and we just got to roll with it.
Mm-hmm. Should we do one more question or get our card pull? What you think?
Well, Yoga Beginner has another question.
I love it.
On the live. We're gonna do it because they're here.
Yes.
Yoga Beginner says, if someone natally has a retrograde, we are going through in whatever planet, should they proceed like everything is cool or take a step back with everyone and reflect? Okay,
so
that's
like
actually,
if you have Mercury retrograde now in your natal
yeah.
natal chart, and now we're going through Mercury retrograde.
Like Anna. Actually, the funny thing about that is I feel like most people with Mercury retrograde natally are comfortable during Mercury retrograde.
I agree with that. And I think that works across the board in all your retrograde placements, right? Like if you have Jupiter retrograde, you're probably comfortable with actually stepping out and being a little bit more extravagant, and where the rest of us feel more conflicted. So check in with that. You may be able to do a little bit of like the opposite of what the conventional wisdom is if you have natal retrogrades in your chart. Like, if you were born with Saturn retrograde and we've been going through this Saturn retrograde period, you may have found it a better time to do things like approach your bosses and actually exert yourself and your boundaries a little bit more, where the rest of us are kind of doing this work internally and looking at like, okay, how can I, better get in touch with my internal boundaries and systems? So that I think is something that's a really good question, and something to pay attention to in your own chart. And as you pay attention to what's happening, every day and month in the solar system.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, I stand by this. Retrograde energy is the healthiest energy because it gives us time to take a pause, because I feel like as humans, just like everything is go, 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 give me, or gratification. And all of these retrogrades are like, slow your roll, shorty. Take a breath or a beat. And I think when you have the natal retrograde planets, it allows you've done so much internal self-reflection that it's a lot easier for you than it may be for other people. And you may see things that other people don't, because you're like, oh yeah, of course that's happening, yeah, why not? But thank you so much, Yoga Beginner, for all your questions. We hope that you email us, because we would love to have you on the show, because why not?
Yes. Click that subscribe button while you're here too, girl.
Subscribe.
Or sir.
That's what I say, they. So thank you guys so much for joining us again. Please click our subscribe button. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram. We will be back in 2-ish weeks for the Libra new moon, and we will be discussing partnerships and have some special guests for us. But before we sign off, I'm going to pull this week from the Moonology Oracle deck. From Yasmin. Oh, I was right. Yasmin Boland. I love these just because we had the full moon. As you can see, there was a beautiful full moon on this. Because we just had the full moon. Oh, girl, they will do. Okay. We are girl, they. So since we had the Pisces full moon yesterday, whoa. Lord Jesus, all the feelings, girl. But it was beautiful. Honestly, I'm here for the feelings because this world is so weird right now. Anyways, so we're gonna pull and see what we get. Ooh, I like this. This is a gibbous moon. It says you're very close to achieving your goal.
Ooh, okay.
I know, right? So let's see what the book has to say about that.
Yeah, I actually stood outside under the full moon, and it was so gorgeous and just orange and fat, and I love it.
In case y'all don't know, Cassie is the moon. That is her. There's nothing else, but Cassie is the actual moon. So just saying, she knows it. That's why she's giggling. But we love her for it because duh. All right, so let's see what the gibbous moon. The word gibbous means, I hope I'm pronouncing this right.
I always thought it was gibbous, but I'm not sure.
Whatever Cassie says, gibbous, whatever. We'll take it. We'll take the moon ladies reference. As you can see, there's moons all around. There's moons all around me. Okay. The word gibbous means bulging. What a descriptive word, right? And pulling this card at any time of the month suggests that the situation you're asking about is bulging with possibility and coming to a peak. But this isn't an ending card with a neat yes or no answer. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments may yet be required before you get what you want, though you're certainly on the right track, which is hopefully reassuring for you. However, there is also a sense that the situation is a bit tense, so don't push too hard. One false move and the whole thing could blow. That's not meant to scare you. It's just to let you know that there's a fuse attached to the situation, so be careful if you choose to light it.
Oh my.
The teaching. The gibbous moon comes at the very end of the lunar cycle, just before the full moon. She looks like she's bulging because she's almost a full moon. So she's nearly fully rounded. It's the culmination of the waxing cycle, and such tends to be a rather intense period of the month. No matter when you pull this card, it suggests a very ripe time and a very ripe situation. How is that always?
I know.
On point. So as
They
we
hit
just
us with it
learned,
every time.
it's right before the full moon. We just had the full moon, so we're probably still feeling that energy. Of course, with all the retrogrades, it is very much a time where everything is intense, because we talked about it, 6 freaking planets, and like everything is basically in retrograde except for what the sun,
Venus and Mars.
And the sun and moon can never go retrograde. So 2 planets out of everything and shit. So again, I think this is a great time to just reflect and see what happens for you. Nothing is written in stone. There is no actual ending right now. Things will change. And we are just literally in the beginning of Mercury retrograde, which is the closest to all of what we've been experiencing, because all of the other ones are out of planets. So this is the first close personal planet. So a lot of changes. This will probably speed up everything that we've been feeling, and we'll start to do that. So again, take your time with communication, emails, text, make sure you sending it to the right baby daddy or whatever, or them, I don't know.
Don't CC anybody you shouldn't.
Like careful on those work group chats, just all of that things, just take your time, just reread when you're driving, especially because transportation again is ruled by Mercury. Take your time, use your blinkers.
Atlanta, we're talking to you, Atlanta.
I am. But take your time, everybody's always on the go, but enjoy this reflection time. It's needed. It's really needed for us. I think we've been through a lot.
Yeah. And as that card reminds us, we're on the right path, right? If you're vibrating in your highest vibration, you're looking toward the light, you're looking toward the goodness, the good in your heart, you're going in the right direction. And it's okay if it slows down a little bit. It's fine. Enjoy that.
Well, thank you. This has been, we will see you guys in Libra season, because this is the end for Virgo season. So enjoy this last week of really getting your shit together and putting the finer details on everything. Again, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everybody out there that's watching live, thank you so much for joining us. Cassie, I love you, girl. I could never do this without you.
I love you.
We did it again.
We did. We'll be back September 25th. 8 p.m. Eastern for the new moon in Libra.
Hello.
And 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks. So in the meantime, go find us on TikTok or on IG. Thank you,
Zodiac Chatline.
All of those things, because that's our shit. We got that shit. Yeah. So as always, it's all love, y'all. And what?
Peace.